It was about probably 2 a.m. when it occurred to me last night that some of you may not make it to the end of my videos. So I thought I would take this opportunity right out of the gate to invite you, if you haven't already subscribed, to subscribe if you like what you see, as well as hitting that notification bell. If you absolutely love everything that you see on this video and on my channel, we're going to be using Dollar Tree chopping mats as well as Dollar Tree placemats for a couple of the different coasters. And I popped a little surprise in there as well for project number 3. If you're looking for a simple and affordable craft project, here it is. You're welcome. We are going to take Dollar Tree placemats. Yep, they come in lots of varieties, but these two I felt like were perfect. They actually coordinate and were really pretty by themselves. And I'm just going to take this 2.5-inch wide ribbon spool and use it as a template because we're going to make some coasters. This is super easy. Again, anybody can do this. You've got this. We're going to cut out our design. It is a circle, so it's kind of hard to get it straight. And so what I recommend is cutting out the section around it first and kind of making a rough cut first so that you have the smaller round to work with. Once I had those cut, I did trim them up, and it's just a little easier once you have them off the main sheet to trim them up just right. You want them to all match, but they don't have to be absolutely perfect. So these two placemats coordinate, like I said, perfectly. I felt like, let me know in the comments below what you think and how you feel. And if you would have picked different placemats, what all placemats have you seen? They have some really, really stinking cute ones there. If you mess up, you can take a baby wipe just like that and wipe it clean and start over. But again, I am just cutting the rough cut, and then I trimmed them up till they all 4 matched. Now you could just use those, toss them around your house as a coaster, but they kind of slip and slide. So I thought it'd be great to take some Dollar Tree cork and just again repeat the process. So we are tracing around the ribbon spool. We are cutting out our coaster bottoms. I love this cork. I love this cork from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to be putting it onto the back of each of the placemat rounds. Super easy. I promised you easy. See? Super easy. So once you have them all 4 attached, you're going to trim around the edges if there's anything kind of poking out or showing on the other edge. Again, if you want to make the rounds on the bottom a little bit smaller, you can. But once you have them all 4 done, you could totally leave it there. You could be like, Melanie, it's good. It's done. It looks great. These also make amazing gifts. Hint, hint. But I, of course, if you follow me for a while, you know that I couldn't leave it alone. So last minute, I decided to go ahead and add some doilies to the base of these coasters. So you might be asking me, Melanie, how on the earth is that going to work? Well, I found this fabric tape. Of course, you could use any double-sided tape, I'm sure would work, but this is double-sided fabric tape, and I'm just adding it to the bottom of the cork side of these coasters. Once I have it on there, I'm just kind of centering it into the center of these little doilies, which I'll link the doilies below as well. And I felt like it just added that extra little zing, that extra little bit of whimsy, that pop of fun that we like to find in our projects. This is how it looks on a table. I have a mug sitting on here just to kind of show you how the doily peeks out from underneath that coaster and just gives it that extra flair. Here is the other design as well. You can mix and match, or you can do pairs, pairs by themselves. But I thought this was absolutely adorable. What do you think? Well, how adorable are these? I am loving the doilies on the back of these just for an added pop. I think that it really, really helps them stand out and gives them a little, obviously, a feminine touch. The cork is still on the back here to create a barrier between your nice furniture and the drink that is the coaster is holding. So what do you think? Would you have added the doily on here as well, or would you have left it alone? Let me know. Have you ever heard of the Magnolia Craft Club? It is perfect for crafters like you and I. It actually comes with a set of instructions and all the supplies you need to make a very simple but beautiful project. Exhibit A. This is going to be absolutely amazing. So I, a lot of times, don't get around to doing my project until after the month has passed, but that's okay. That's the beauty of doing these projects. You can literally do them in your own time, whenever works for you. And I also like to zhuzh it up a little bit. Sometimes I just kind of add my own little bit of sparkle and flair to the projects. But this one was pretty straightforward. It is a set of coasters, and they gave us the coaster tops and the little cork bottoms. Very, very sturdy and awesome. I'm loving it. Then they had this transfer. It's a set of transfers. They were beautiful birds. I have to say, I am pretty much into birds of all shapes, colors, and sizes these days. And so these coasters spoke to me, and I was like, this is going to be fabulous. However, these projects that you can have come to your doorstep every single month are also the perfect gift, just to let someone know that you are thinking of them. So I went ahead and pressed the transfer down from the top of the transfer, like I flipped it over so that it would be easier to get centered. And then this is a little trick. If ever you are trying to remove a transfer from its backing, hit it with the heat tool just really quickly. Super simple, super easy, and works amazingly. You're going to, after it's just a little bit warm, go ahead and burnish it a little more around all of your edges, making sure that you have it where it will peel off the backing and reveal your beautiful transfer onto your surface. So on this one, she turned out beautiful. And I'm just going to take a little handy dandy nail file. You can take sandpaper, sanding block, whatever you like, and get the edges really clear of any excess transfer. So this transfer hangs over the edge, maybe 1/8 of an inch around. And so just cleaning it up a little just makes for a more beautiful project. Then I decided we can make it even more beautiful. Let's add some gold around the edges. So taking this product called Rub and Buff, let me know below if you've heard of it before. I think it's like a miracle product. And look, I'm just using my finger. I feel like it's the best tool. Isn't sometimes our fingers like the best tool? I didn't use a paintbrush. I didn't use a Q-tip, but if you wanted to, you could. I just feel like I have a little more control when I use my finger. I added it around the edges of all 4 sides of all 4 coasters. And then the Craft Club project comes with a clear sealant, and I'm just putting that on with the foam brush that was also provided. If you're loving the idea of having all the supplies provided for you, I'm going to put a link below where you can check out the Craft Club. Absolutely no pressure, but listen, join me because I'm going to be doing mine every single month here on my channel with you. So these turned out absolutely gorgeous. Look at how they are. I am going to be gifting these to my mother. She loves when I make her things handmade, and she loves birds. So what a perfect pair. Who do you know that would really appreciate a set of coasters like this? You can totally recreate this yourself. I'm just kind of showing you here how the mug looks on top of these coasters. They are super high quality and beautiful and gorgeous. And I didn't have to think of the project. I didn't have to go shop for the supplies. All I had to do was the fun part. So, my friend, what do you think? If you have not checked out the Magnolia Craft Club yet, I'm going to invite you. I'm going to put a link somewhere. I think I'll put it up here in the corner for you to check it out. It is a monthly subscription, but I'm telling you, to not have to come up with an idea every single time and for us to get to do it together here on the channel, it is super fun. This was, like I said, from Magnolia. I love the pop of gold on the edges. I love how sturdy this little gift is that they have put together. I say gift because I'm gifting these to my mom. I hope she loves them. She loves birds. But it came with this little stand, which I thought was cute. I actually might even spray paint this gold to match the edges that we did here. But yeah, these little coasters turned out adorbs. Look at the finish. Do you see how we added the clear finish on the top? I'm loving each of these. Each of these little birds is so special to me. I don't know why. I'm to the bird age. I love them. What do you think of this idea? You are going to love all of the options with this DIY. It starts with these coasters from the Dollar Tree. They come in square shape or round shape. You choose. And then we are going to use this little, I guess, oven sheet as our bottom base. It is perfect for any paint pour project. And then to get prepped, we are using also the wood tumbling blocks from Dollar Tree just to keep our coasters up off of themselves so that our paint pour will work really well. Now you're going to add a light layer of a white on top. This just helps your paint flow better. You're going to want to definitely wear some gloves because this does get super messy. And then as far as those paint colors go, you'll notice that I started with the darkest color and ended with the lightest color. That is not something required, but it is something that really helps with your design. And then you just simply pour. You pour the paint over your design right on top of the white. The white kind of helps it flow, helps it move better. And then you're just going to pick it up. And this is where the fun is. This is where it gets super creative. You can make the design go any direction you want. One of mine is more kind of a swirl, like the view of the earth from the sky. And one looks more like almost a beach scene with the ocean and then the water. I was loving the differences, but of course you can do your best to make them match. But the part of this project is making it kind of unique and fun and different. Now we're going to protect our project with just some resin. This is just some inexpensive resin from the Dollar Tree. Try not to be aggressive like I was stirring it up. The less bubbles, the better. I had to let it set for a while to let the bubbles all pop. But once you've dried your coasters, overnight is preferred. You can add this resin top to give it a really shiny look. And you do just, it's so simple. Do not be scared of resin. You can do resin. You take part A and part B, equal parts, mix it together and pour it on your project. And then you're going to want to let it wait another whole 24 hours to cure and dry and harden. So for this, you're going to also hit it with the heat tool just to kind of pop any bubbles that might have popped up before you let it cure overnight. I love using this little drip pan. It catches every single thing. All right, this is how the coasters with the paint pour and resin top method look. What do you think? I love how they're different designs. They make great gifts. I'm just kind of showing you here how they look close up. I love the swirl pattern. Every single pattern is different. I will also share with you some other paint pour projects that we've done in the past together so you can get some more inspiration. But in the meantime, what do you think? Okay, my friend, get ready for the cutest chopping mat DIY I think you've ever seen. I might be a little partial, but I'm pretty sure that you have never seen this version of a DIY coaster before. So first we're going to take just the size of a regular coaster as a template, and we are going to trace it onto the back of the Dollar Tree cork material. I'm just trying to be very frugal and make sure I don't take up more of it than I need to because I want to get more coasters out of this same piece of cork. So I'm using that tracing to just cut out the circles. This is going to serve as the backing for the fabric on my coasters. So ultimately, I ended up using this entire piece of cork for this project, but I'll show you what I mean I'll show you what I mean towards the end. So for this, I am just cutting out the 2 circles, and then we're going to get to my favorite part, which is this adorable fabric from the Dollar Tree. I'm loving the spring colors, and I'm going to start with the chartreuse and white polka dots. Do you call it lime or green or chartreuse? Let me know in the comments. So for this, I decided, oh, I'm going to peel this. I think it would be smarter to peel this and stick it to the opposite side of the fabric and then cut the circle. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Captain Obvious. This is the best way to make this work. So once you have it adhered to the back of your scrap fabric, you're just going to continue trimming off that excess fabric in the circle shape. This is one of those projects, once you see it and you see how easy it is, you're going to want to make these for gifts, for functions, for just all the seasons, all the holidays, because they are so stinking fun. Now, this is the floral version of the Dollar Tree fabric. I am absolutely obsessed with these colors this year. This is the fuchsia or hot pink floral, and I love this combination. So I'm removing the sticker part and just putting it down flat on the fabric and cutting out the rough circle first, just to kind of get rid of that bulky fabric. Kind of makes you crazy. And I'm saving that fabric for, of course, one of my favorite messy bows. I will be using that fabric in a future project you will see coming soon to you. But we're just using the fabric scissors to cut and trim this onto the coaster. So we're not stopping there. Oh, no, my friend. We have a long ways to go with this one. We're going to take those Dollar Tree chopping mats, and we're going to also cut out the circle shape for each of these coasters. I do a rough trim first and then a detailed trim second. Once I have them both cut out, I'm grabbing these little tattoos. Now, you don't have to use tattoos. You can use, I've seen Dollar Tree has stickers. You could totally use stickers. But I had these and I've been waiting for a project to use them on. So I'm just adding a little bit of spray bottle water and tamping it down with the sponge that's included in this and putting it on the back side of the chopping mat. And I'm peeling and revealing the really pretty gold foil butterfly. Now, I am using some tacky glue here, but you can most certainly use some Mod Podge on the front of the fabric. And this is just going to make a really nice sticky place for me to place the butterfly image chopping mat. Now, I'm putting it image side down so that the top of the chopping mat is completely blank. It's ready to have like a drink set on it. The tattoo or sticker is on the inside between the fabric and the chopping mat. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now, of course, I couldn't leave it alone. That's like my mantra. I never know when to quit. And so I am cutting about 1.5 inches wide strip of that fabric again in each of the patterns. So this one is the floral, and then I am going to use it to create kind of I've never seen this before, but I just made it up, Melanie. Make it up, Melanie. I don't even know. But I just thought these would be adorable to add little ruffles to these coasters. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just coming up with weird things. So you just add a little dot of hot glue, and then the opposite backside, hot glue that as well. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around your entire scrap piece of fabric. It goes really quickly, and it's sort of addicting because once you start doing it, you realize I too can make ruffles with a no-sew method. And this is my no-sew method. I used it on another really cute wreath that I can tag here below for you to see. But I just kind of sped this up for you so you can see that entire process and see how it goes all the way around. And I did it all the way around. I didn't realize that it was the perfect amount for the coaster. So the length of the Dollar Tree fabric is perfect. I didn't have to cut it down at all. And then I just adhere the two ends together and put it on the opposite colored coaster. I hot glued the back just right inside that inner edge and then added it to the fabric ruffle. This, my friend, is so cute. I went ahead, like I said, and used the rest of that cork to cut out another couple of circles to add to the back and finish out the back of these coasters. What do you think? I am obsessed. I think they are so cute, so adorable, so functional. You can see here I have them on my side table. There is the coaster on the back, how it's finished out. I would love to know what you think as well. This is a little trick. If ever you are trying to remove a transfer from its backing, hit it with the heat tool just really quickly. Super simple, super easy, and works amazingly. You're going to, after that, after it's just a little bit warm, go ahead and burnish it a little more around all of your edges, making sure that you have it where it will peel off the backing and reveal your beautiful transfer onto your surface. So on this one, she turned out beautiful. And I'm just going to take a little handy dandy nail file. You can take sandpaper, sanding block, whatever you like, and get the edges really clear of any excess transfer. Oh my goodness. So coasters, what do we think? Do we love them? Are we gifting them? Are we making them? Who are we making them for? Let me know below in the comments. Also, did you enjoy that crafting minute towards the end? I wanted to pop in a little bitty tip or something new for you to learn. I'm hoping it helps you become the best crafter you can become. Let me know in the comments below. And what do you want to know next? Do you have any questions for me I could possibly answer? I appreciate you so much, my friend. Thank you for watching. And until next time, stay creative.